Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay cast from the South Korean ladder. As once again we have a very interesting engagement here in between the two pro players from South Korea. We have them once again spawning on a 3 spawning location map. Once again this beautiful sandy map, as we have at the 12 o'clock position in the brown it is Flash with his AK, and his opponent this time in the lower right in the teal it is a barcode with a 1 in between and then more barcodes. So it should be of course very interesting game. Once again we have a Terran versus Protoss, this time on this beautiful map, respawning location map. We have of course the production tab here in the upper left part, and of course we are going to be checking out the build orders very soon, just like we do in the previous replays here onto this channel. So we have a pylon first here for the Protoss, very close towards his base, and of course a supply depot here for the Terran. So pretty standard build order here for both players, nothing out of the ordinary, no intentions go for a fast expansion. Of course it would have been very risky to go for a fast expansion given the fact that the map is quite small. And yeah, we also have the gateway here for the Protoss. He's very likely going to continue with his gas, either gas or it could also be a cybernetic score for him in order to go for some Dragoons. As we all know, Dragoons early on are very strong versus the Terran. There we have the barracks, a little bit far out here for Flash. Looks like he wants to secure this entrance of his base. At the same time he also might secure his expansion, having those marines very close towards his expansion. And there we have the gas for him as for the Protoss here. So the pretty standard build up here for both players. As soon as the gateway finishes, there we have the cybernetic score. Flash is sending out now his SCV onto the map, as he always does around the 1 minute and 50-second mark. So yeah, nothing out of the ordinary, pretty standard stuff here for both of them. Both same amount of workers. No gas yet here for Flash, and I believe he might save here for a command center with this SCV right here. He has the minerals, so it looks indeed like a small fast expansion build order here by him, as he might have to protect this one with a bunker with some marines. And his scouting also very good here, seeing of course the main from the Protoss, seeing that gas is already getting mined. And we also have the cybernetic score here for him. He's very likely going to be checking out when or if the upgrade for the Dragoons is going to start. And interesting enough, the Protoss once again with this trick, he goes for air upgrades first, perhaps to fool Flash here in order to make him think that it's going to be a very early upgrade for the Dragoons. Of course Flash notices he's going to stay as much as he can here with the SCV. He now sees that the upgrade has been cancelled. So with that, the Protoss might go for a hidden robotics facility bay. Of course Flash is going to react, he's going to scout the map, but he also saw the expansion here into his location, so he should be fine, as there we have the bunker for him as well. So yeah, pretty standard stuff here. Finally gas has also been finished here by Flash, and there we have the real upgrade for the Protoss, for the Dragoons, as the game continues here. So Flash is of course going to try to secure his expansion right here with the bunker. He's very likely going to try to transition into some mech build order, into some factories. Of course much needed tactic versus the Protoss tanks, vultures with Goliaths, always very strong to have versus the Protoss. As we see the upgrade almost halfway getting done. There we have the factory for Flash, more SCVs are getting produced, and we also have the robotics facility bay here for the Protoss. So yeah, pretty good stuff here. Great opening up here for both players. Flash is very likely going to be going into more factories like I told you, and we both of them have a very healthy amount of workers, 25 for Flash, 21 here for the barcode Protoss, as he's also securing his expansion with a Dragoon. So no intentions yet here by both players to do a early harassment. The Protoss might go out with the Dragoons as soon as the range is going to be finished, and the same can be said here for Flash. As soon as he has 2 factories with some speed for some vultures, of course he's very likely going to scout the map, either that and also going to place some mines out onto the map, as now the Protoss is slowly but steadily moving out just to check the map for some mines, and perhaps he's going to be trying to inflict some damage towards the bunker as his range will be finishing here on time. There we also have the first tank actually here for Flash, so Flash playing very defensively early on. No vultures for him. The armory is also getting started, as there we have the first attack happening here by Flash versus the bunker, from Protoss versus the bunker. So another SCV has to be pulled. Flash, of course, very fast with his micro. Very good stuff here by him, securing the zone. And we also have the siege tank ability getting done by him. He's also fearing a Dark Templar rush. There we have the turret by him, very fast. Engineering bay, the tank is nicely hidden underneath the barracks. As the Protoss looking like it's going to omit here forward, but Flash immediately reacting, repairing the tank, and with that, if he's going to be very likely able to hold. But hold on, actually, we do have 4 Dragoons all of a sudden, so the bunker is taking more and more damage, and the Protoss really wants to snipe this one tank right here, as we have 3 Marines into the bunker. With that, as soon as siege tank ability, of course, is going to be finished, Flash should be able to fend this off. And there we have even the first Goliath, so he really thinks about a drop that could happen from the opponent. Here we have the increased Goliath missile range. We also have weapons 1 for the tanks and for the mech, so Flash looking very prepared here for any harassment from his opponent. There we have the second cast, some observers also moving out here for the Protoss. Very nice build order by him, great anticipation by him. With the observers very strong early on in order to give vision where exactly a drop might happen. He just needs to be careful. There's a turret about to get finished. Flash might even try to scan, but there is no satellite available for him, as the observer is nicely sneaking here forward, taking some damage out of the turrets, and perhaps looking or searching for a pass for a shuttle gameplay with a drop that might happen. But the shuttle is now pretty much empty, as there is no support bay yet here for the Protoss. But we do have another expansion here into this location, so very nice greedy gameplay here by the Protoss. This might of course be punished by Flash very soon, in case he's going for some more factories. That's exactly what he's doing, so we might see a timing push. We also see a starport for him, so perhaps a drop could also be happening here for Flash with some dropships. Let's see how the game is going to continue, as the Protoss is looking like he's going to secure the base right here with a couple of units. As we close in slowly but steadily towards the 10-minute mark, we actually have mass gateways for him and 2 zealots with 1 Reaver. Let's just see exactly what the Protoss can do with this drop and where exactly can he land. Of course, this zone right here very much nicely secured by the Terran, even this zone also being secured, and the other parts very hard to move here forward, as there's a starport right here. So slowly but steadily the shuttle is moving here forward. Let's just see if he's going to be able to do something. Even the engineering bay will give some important information here, as we have some jobs available here onto this tavern. But hold on, the shuttle is moving forward. However, the range from the Goliaths nicely picking up the shuttle, and already some damage has been taken here by the shuttle. So with that, the harassment pretty much nicely shut down by Flash. As now the game continues, so pretty much defensive gameplay here by Flash. No intentions for him to move yet out, as the Protoss is just still roaming here on the map. The Dragoons a little bit exposed here, and the Zealots are moving forward, but no speed has been done yet for the Zealots, as the first Vultures are also getting produced here by Flash. And we actually see a nice move out here by Flash, pretty much bypassing all of the Dragoons from the opponent. I believe he's going to try very likely to go here into the newly established base, planting some mines, but 2 Reavers already to intercept, to inflict some damage against the Vultures right here, and a great splash damage indeed versus all of those Vultures, as only 1 is being remained alive. And at the same time, the reinforcements are now moving forward here for him once again. So let's just see how the game is going to continue. A pretty good harassment with the mines. Some mines are getting some good connections. And yeah, let's see what's going to happen as the Protoss is more and more clearing up the pass with the Dragoons. Flash reacting, of course, with more mines in order to slow down the Protoss. And at the same time, he's also taking expansion right here. So defensive gameplay here by Flash. No intentions by him to go forward, but hold on, we actually have a great drop happening here. Flash going to lose a couple of those SCVs. A nice pass getting found here by the Protoss, dealing so much damage, but in the end it has been taken out. Flash not taking so many casualties into those SCVs, but still a great harassment, a great position being found here by the Protoss, even though it's were so many turrets left here for the Terran to defend. Somehow he found a way to sneak here by, and he could even inflict way too much damage against the economy from Flash. Luckily here for Flash, he didn't lose so many workers. So still a great defense here by Flash. I believe this pass has been used right here, and the drop happened straight here, but some tanks and some Goliaths were ready to respond here for Flash. So the game continues. I believe the Protoss is very likely going to try to check out the newly established base. He's also going to clear many more mines, and at the same time Flash is going to try to counter with some vultures here onto the map. So yeah, nice stuff here behind enemy lines. He will very likely going to be trying to be lucky to even snipe a zealot or two. Speed has now been done. One zealot has been sniped, and the dragoons are pretty much exposed here, so Flash could easily surround those units right here with the tanks. I believe that's exactly what he's doing. He's moving forward with his vultures from the back. The tanks should also engage here very soon. There they are. And now the Protoss, sadly for him, he's pretty much trapped under so many vultures and tanks. But with that, sadly for him, he's going to try, of course, to kite the dragoon as much as he can back and forth, try to, of course, inflict as much damage as he can against the vultures. But in the end, way too much exposed army here for the Protoss, as more dragoons are moving here forward in order to clear more mines from the opponent. So worker-wise, Flash still at the advantage, almost 70 workers for him. Let's just check the upgrades. 0-1 upgrades. The Protoss still at 0-0, but 1 weapons will be finished very soon. 2-1 weapons will also be finished very soon here for Flash, as the game continues with yet another expansion here for the Protoss. So Flash needs to be careful. If this game continues like this, of course, the Protoss will have the economic advantage, so he needs to be doing something. A nice defensive gameplay here by him, but in the end something has to be done, of course, against the economy from the opponent, as there's still some movement here by the Protoss and by those dragoons. Once again, very far out here for the Protoss. He could once again get punished by some vultures in the back and by some tanks in the front. Quite a risky gameplay here by the Protoss, as perhaps he's just going to try to show his presence right here in order to stop any timing push by the opponent. And then once again, there's the reaction from Flash coming in from the back, planting some mines, and with that I believe the tanks will also be once again reactivated by him, as the dragoons are just still sniping more mines right here. And Flash tries, of course, to move here forward with his vultures, laying more mines down, perhaps being lucky here to cause some casualties towards the incoming units here from the Protoss. The Zealots will take quite some damage right here, so a good mine placement here for Flash, as more splash damage has been taken here by the Protoss. And yeah, let's just see how the game is going to continue. It's dragoons versus vultures in the middle of the map. Flash still deciding to play it very defensively. He's already at 150 supply. With that, I believe he might try to move out. He very likely did scan this area right here, but in the meantime the Protoss is actually the one moving out here onto the map. So let's see how this is going to work out for him, as we even have a science vessel. So some EMP shockwave might get used here for the Terran versus the dragoons from the Protoss, as the tanks are now on the high ground. Very good control here of the map by Flash, but we do have 2 shuttles now. They will very likely drop some zealots, maybe some high templars will be dropped here as well. So the high ground is pretty much in control for Flash, but he has to fight against those high templars, still inflicting good damage, sniping 5 dragoons and pushing the Protoss actually back. So very good position here by Flash in order to push the enemy back. At the same time, more SCVs are getting moved here forward for Flash towards the newly established base. So yeah, very interesting macro game here by both players, as it's still anyone's game, of course. And yeah, the Protoss trying, of course, to regain more control into the middle of the map, and those high temples, of course, will be very important here for the Protoss. Lots and lots of shuttles for the Protoss right here. I really like that from him. A very good game by him, as he's now moving out with his shuttle army and regrouping perhaps into the middle of the map. In the meantime, the Terran, of course, establishing a defensive position here in the middle of the map. Let's see if the Protoss is going to try to move forward, but it's going to be very hard. The tanks are nicely spreaded here by Flash, so it would be pretty much a suicide mission by him, as the Protoss tries, of course, to gain more of a control of the map, even expanding here into this location. So quite a greedy gameplay here by him. as let's just see how the game is going to continue. Trying to find another position here. He's actually moving forward. Quite a courageous move here by him with his shuttles. He's going to drop some shuttles. Defensive metrics have been used now, and lots of damage is being taken here by Flash actually. But once again, Flash on the high ground. Very, very important to have the high ground here onto this map. Have a good control. And the tanks even getting microed out of dangers. And with that, Flash with a good position all of a sudden, fending off this harassment by the Protoss. Even his newly established base has not been touched. So a great move here by Flash, as he might try to move here out very soon with his units, and more tanks are of course getting sent out. The same can be said here from the main. Pretty much everything Flash has seems to be moving here forward for quite a deadly push, as once again the Protoss is moving forward with his shuttles, with the high 10 plus. The tanks are nicely clumped up together, so lots and lots of splash damage can be taken here by Flash. Great storms are being casted for the Protoss, but it looks like Flash seems to be having enough, and sadly here for the Protoss is dropping very low to almost 100 supply. Even though the shuttle has been sniped, the siege tanks don't really need to be sieged up, as they just keep on moving here forward. And with that, perhaps Flash might have done it, but remember, the economy from the Protoss is still very strong. Those high temper storms are very deadly against the tanks right here, as Flash just still keeps on pushing forward, still having reinforcements in the back. And I believe he's going to very likely try to split his troops, try to attack on different fronts, as more territory is getting gained here by Flash versus the opponent. So very good move out by him, even if leaving 2 tanks here on the high ground in order to attack the other base. At the same time, this base is pretty much taken out. So yeah, even having great vision with those science vessels, and more damage is going to be taken here by the Protoss. He tries of course to defend. There's also many siege tanks in the back. Even defensive matrix once again is being used here by Flash. So with that, I believe he might have done it, as those 2 tanks on the high ground was inflicting more damage towards the expansions here from the Protoss. The Protoss tries of course to rebuild his units, but very soon his production tabs are going to be under attack. All of those gateways will be very soon attacked here by Flash. So very good move out by him, as he's attacking now the important gateway units for the Protoss. With that, I believe Flash looking like he has very likely done this. He even took out the expansion right here. I believe some vultures could also be used to harass the other position, but in the end, Bastelli he's pushing here forward, and there we have of course the GG out from the Protoss player. So very patient gameplay here by Flash, a very good defense by him versus the Reaver gameplay from the opponent, versus the High Templar Storms from the opponent. And yeah, with that, Flash of course being able to secure this game very nicely. Let's just check the stats very quickly, just in case you guys are interested. Once again, I'm going to be clicking left and right. Very good game here by both players, but in the end the defense was way too good here for Flash, and the counter attack pretty much decimating here the Protoss. A very good game here by both players. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Tommy signing out.